So before I get into my commentary concerning this situation that's going viral across all social media platforms, all the black revolutionaries, internet revolutionaries, and the wokety wokes have come from under the bed. Even Mr. Ambulance Chaser, aka Benjamin Crump. But we're gonna dive into this. But before I even dive into this, I want to give my judgment on this situation, and that's that the penalty is offset in this situation. And if you watch football, you know anything about sports, what an offset penalty means is both teams committed a penalty, so the penalty is offset, meaning nobody gets charged, everybody break even. And that's what happened. That's what should happen in this situation. Any charges that he got, resisting arrest or whatever, should be dropped, and nothing should be done to the cops either. Why? Because both sides committed penalties. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. And listening to his family, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I gotta be mean in this video. I gotta be mean. When you're dealing with black people, you gotta be mean sometimes. Because they don't understand nothing else. You're dealing with a community where our music is violent. Anything we deal with, it has to be violent and emotional, and that's how we are. So in this video, I have to be mean. You know what I'm saying? I have to be very mean and talk about people, and I'm not trying to really be disrespectful just out of spite, but I gotta do that to bring around my overall point about black people. I just don't understand, man, looking at this situation. It's 2025. And it's 2025, man, and we still dealing with this. We're still dealing with this. I'm from the South, right? And listen, again, the cops were wrong. That's what they wrong with, for punching him like they did. The cops were wrong for that. But at what point are we going to be proactive instead of reactive? In other words, proactive means what can we do to get out of this situation instead of reacting a certain way, being an internet revolutionary or listening to some of that foolishness that the internet revolutionary tells us and trying to be a street lawyer on the scene. That's being reactive instead of just being proactive. What's going on, sir? Okay, why you pop the door open? I popped the door because the window don't go down. Okay, the window don't go down. What's next? Okay, you didn't do the. Okay, sir, I didn't. Okay, because you gotta understand, it looked like it's multiple police on the scene. So what are you trying to get off into an argument for? Because whatever they say is gonna go anyway, right? Whether your body get dropped, whether you get beat up like you got beat up, whatever the situation is, the cops are going to be right at that time. Now, maybe you might be in court. If you guilty, if you not guilty and they got body cam, then you ain't no more of that stuff about no body cam. They gonna have their body cams on. All these cops had their body cams activated. The body cam is gonna show, right? So if they say he was driving without fog lights on, without a seatbelt, trust and believe that these officers got that. And if they don't have that proven, maybe their word may stand because they're a public servant. But if not, that'll be another story. But that'll be your round. That'll be your grounds to at least take it to trial and fight it if they don't have nothing but their word, right? But either way it go, that day and time, as we see, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. And listen, this turned out better than it could have turned out. Because once he aggravated those police, and they was already on the time that they was on, which is I justified what they did. I don't justify them hitting him, but I justify them being upset because everybody that listening to this got a job. and even if you work for yourself, nobody wants nobody coming to their job. Nobody wants, first of all, police is over scrutinized, right? Anyway, but nobody wants anybody coming to their job with a phone out. Nobody wants anybody coming to their job telling them how to do their job, whether you work in finance, whether you work in real estate, whether you work in law, whether you work in medicine, whether you work at McDonald's. Whatever you doing, nobody wants nobody over them telling them with a phone, put that extra, no, that's not how you make a Big Mac. No, that's not how you do this. No, that's not, nobody wants nobody doing that to them at a job. So these police are human beings just like you. So they justified and getting frustrated dealing with these street lawyers that don't know law. Because he don't know law. That's not how you operate when you dealing with the police. The police ask you a question, you ask him a question back. That's not how that go. Okay, officer, okay, you put me over for what? Okay, officer, where do we go from here? Okay, well, give me your license and registration. Now, as they checking your license and registration, now you can begin to ask them, which is really, like, again, doesn't make sense because whatever happened. Whatever they say, whatever they pull you over for, if they writing your ticket, is about to get done. But you talking to them and being respectful, I know this from experience, gonna help you and not hurt you. Even if you still get the ticket and get to go on by your day, you talking to them respectful is gonna always help you over hurt you, right? So being proactive in this situation would have been okay, whether he was doing what they said or not. I understand these multiple officers. I understand that as of right now, their word is over mine. So let me try to get out of this situation the best way I can to my family. Right? He didn't do that. But I'm going to give you my license registration. Let me write it, because they probably wasn't even going to write him a ticket. They probably was just maybe he was in the drug area and they probably thought they had a buzz. Maybe it was something like that there. Who knows what the situation was. Or maybe it was that situation what he said. But however, whatever, what do we need to do? I've been in these situations, man. I'm from the South. I've been pulled over by police and had run in with police every state under the Mason-Dixon line. I'm a black man. I have tattoos all over my body. I have dreadlocks, and I have never had no situation where I got beat up. I've had one or two situations where the cop just apparently was having a bad day. Maybe he just was being mean from a person he had before me. Maybe he didn't like black people. I don't know what the situation was, but matter of fact, I can't even say that because one time it was a white boy and one time it was a black dude. That's the two times I had two bad situations. And these situations wasn't bad to the point where I got hurt, pulled out a car or nothing. One of them, I went to jail for a DUI, and one of them, I got a ticket for driving out a seatbelt. And that was that. But the reason why I say it was both bad situations because I was being extremely respectful. And when I got arrested, and it's crazy, I got arrested for DWI, and I don't even drink. I wasn't drunk. But you know what? I understood that, okay, listen, I got two opportunities. As a matter of fact, I was laughing about it. I think that's what was pissing me off because it was like, I was so shocked because he's telling me to do a sobriety test. And I'm like, sobriety test, I'm not drunk. You don't smell drunk. You don't smell liquor on my breath. You don't see no open container in my car. I don't drink. I haven't drunk since I was 17 years old. I'm 37. This happened in 2020. I don't drink, right? So I did the sobriety test. I'm passing with flying colors, but the sobriety test, and I know this to be true, once you do a sobriety test, you already going to jail. So anybody listening, if you do a sobriety test, you going to jail. So you might well just tell a cop, look, I'm just going to go to jail and I'll fight it from there. But doing the sobriety test, it could probably help you or hurt you when you go to court because it's going to be on video, which is, like I said, helped me because, you know, the judge was like, what made him think? I say, I don't know. Now, I did switch out of lane. It was I had jumped out of lane because I was in a turning lane, and then I decided not to the way the turning lane was, you can leave out, it's in the middle of the street. So you get in the lane you going, but what I did was I drove a little bit in the turning lane. I wasn't supposed to do that. And that's why he pulled me over. So I got that ticket, but the DWI. And for my situation, the sobriety test helped because, I mean, I wasn't drunk. I don't drink, right? But I could have said, you know what? Hell no. I ain't drunk. I know I ain't drunk. I don't drink. I'm about to hold court on the street. And guess what would have happened to me? Because that white cop that day, he didn't look like he was, and and he was in shape, I don't know how that would have turned. I don't know how that would turn. His partner was extremely respectful and nice. And it's like, after a while, I just started talking to his partner. Me and his partner had a conversation all the way to the police station. Good guy. But the driver, the dude who pulled me over, he just seemed like he was having a bad day. I don't know what his thing was. But I knew one thing. I wasn't about to die on the street. I wasn't about to make my situation worse than it is. And I wasn't about to get beat up, tased, or none of that. I was going to fight this in court and come out on top like I did. I was proactive, not reactive, right? But again, I'm trying to see how many more situations like this with this man going through, a fatal situation where somebody's life is took, before we have to understand to just comply with direct verbal orders. Right? And I'm about to play the video and we're going to talk through it, and I'm going to play a few exhibits after that to go into my narrative. But I just wanted to say my commentary before I get into it. And of course, I'm going to chime in while I'm playing. But I know, like I say, man, I've been in these situations. You know, and one thing I don't do, first of all, I was raised in a household with a mother and a father, and I always was taught one thing in my household that was not taken lightly. Really nothing was, but one thing that was really like just wasn't taken lightly was respect for authority. You respect authority, whether it's a police, a teacher, any authoritative figure, you respect them. You don't argue with them. I remember when I was young and I used to get I was running with my friends who didn't have fathers, and we're getting a little run in with the police, and they would argue with the police and run from the police and all that. I would be scared. I would say to myself, man, I'm not doing it because I'm already in trouble for getting and having a run-in with the police. I'm already in trouble. If they let my people know I ran from them, I was arguing with them, man. So I knew better than that. Again, parenting. Again, having a father in the home makes young men especially have a respect for authority. Being raised by women, children don't have respect for authority. They don't. This is why you see what you see in the black communities. It's no respect for authority. Then these silly women, they teach their kids that the police is go to the police. All they do is demonize police. And it's always so funny to me because it's the same police they call when they get into one of these Negroes they dealing, one of these Pookas and Ray Rays. That's the first people they call to get Pookie and Ray Ray to subject. But that's another story for another day. So we're going to play this. And of course, I'm going to walk it on down, right, on what should have happened and how we could have avoided this situation, which I know, like I say, I don't know how it's going to turn out because we got a different president in office who support police. I support police because dealing with these dudes, like I say, you'd have to pay me $1 million a year to be a police officer. Because every time you deal with one of these cop cars that you pull one of these Negroes over with dreadlocks or whoever, whether it's a white Mexican, anytime you pull somebody over, you don't know this can be your last day. These persons can have a gun in the car and they always bucking on police instead of just, man, the police job would be so easy if people would just, and if you're gonna do that with the police, just speed off and run. And I'm not telling nobody to do that, but I mean, you'll save everybody problem because, man, at least the cop will know what they dealing with. They walk up to the car thinking they about to have a regular routine traffic stop and they have a situation like this or a George Floyd situation or a situation where one of them get killed. The dude in Chicago last year, he on the passenger side takes a switch out his bag, shoots the cop, and in the process, because them switches, they got a machine gun, handgun, shoots the cop and his friend, killed both of them, his friend in the driver's seat. So they don't know if this is going to be their last day. This is a very dangerous job. You'd have to pay me $1 million a year salary to be a police officer. But anyway, that's enough of me talking. Let's get into this video and walk it down.
Absolutely, there's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather.
Again, attitude. Is there a reason why you pulling me over? No, sir, I'm pulling you over because today is Tuesday. apparently it was a reason he was pulling you over. Whether it was just or unjust, it was a reason why. Let's finish.
You don't have your lights on. Two things: you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights, and it's not raining. It's not raining.
Oh, this is
It's not raining.
Okay.
So now, again, see that defeated mama's boy that you're gonna see talking behind his podium in a few minutes? This is not the guy you see here. This is a guy who he's 22 years old, raised by mama. In other words, of course, so he has zero wisdom. And when we get to the parent, his parenting is gonna show a lot of that, but we're gonna get to that. We're gonna walk it down slow. He's raised by his mother and a stepdad, which is, we know what type of time that is. That ain't his daddy. So he's raised by his mama, right? Women have most women, wisdom is a masculine trait. God put the man here for wisdom. Of course, the Bible say anybody who asks for wisdom, God will give it to him. But the man is most of the time the one with the wisdom. Women a lot of times live life with their head in the cloud. They have no foresight and no wisdom. That's why they need men, right? And so, of course, this man has zero wisdom. And man, I'm gonna be honest, man. A lot of us at 22 years old didn't have wisdom. Because I'm not gonna get on here holier than thou. Because at 22, even though I still wouldn't have did that with police, I didn't have the wisdom that I have now at 37. So I'm not gonna do that. But I will say this: he has zero wisdom. He's propagandized like most black people are, dumbed down and demoralized to the point where he believes that cops are his enemy. So he automatically got an attitude with the police, asking them all kind of questions about their job instead of just listening what they say and going forward. But he's giving them a hard time with his chest out, not literally, but I'm saying the way he talking to them like he's their equal, and at this point he's not. They are an authority at this present time in this present situation, right? And of course, again, as I said, no matter what job you work at, if somebody has a phone out on you, which is he don't have his phone in his hand right now, but it's on his dash, and they asking you and telling you how to do your job and what you can't do and how you can't do it and why you ain't do that to the next person, all that, you are going to naturally become frustrated. Cops are no different. Let's continue.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
Call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Okay, again, no. He's telling the police what he's not going to do. Call your supervisor. How you feel somebody go to your job and I don't care what field or profession you're in, somebody go to your place of business, your job, and you being as polite with them as possible, and they tell you, I don't want to talk to you. Go get your supervisor. You know how you're going to act. You know how you're going to get. You know how your mindset is going to be. Let's continue.
Your supervisor. Why did you pull me over?
37, 35. I'm fucking the dog driver. I've already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
No.
Step out of the
vehicle.
The innocent, my baby. That's my baby. Watch his mama gonna get up there. That's my baby. This is what your baby did. This is what your baby did. This is the guy we talking about who was innocent and he shouldn't have got, and again, the cops were wrong for what they did. And so was he. Penalties offset.
25 seconds for the 9-4. The driver just slammed the door and locked it.
Call your supervisor.
Yep. If anybody responded, come in from Commonwealth, block the vehicle, please. Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. Your body camera's on too. I've already told you. Okay. Right now you're on.
And see, these cops that we dealing with now, and they understand that they not scrutinized by the president like when they was under Biden and under the Democrat. These cops not gonna play this game with y'all. So y'all need to teach y'all children, man. Hope this run across y'all. The cops are not gonna play the game. That game y'all been playing the last couple. This game is out. That game done, man. These cops ain't gonna play that game with you no more. This whole argue, go back and forth. You a lawyer and all. We not doing this anymore. Let's continue.
arrest for resisting. You understand? You're under arrest for resisting. The longer you take us on, the worse it's going to be.
And before anybody jump in the comment section that do not know law, one of you internet revolutionaries, you internet lawyers, he is well, why is he getting resisting arrest charged with that? He didn't resist arrest. Anytime they tell you to do something, you go against their direct verbal orders. Now you're under arrest. You slam the door in their face. That is resisting arrest. Because I know a lot of y'all may think, oh, you got to be in cuffs wrestling. That's the only way you resist it. Absolutely not, ma'am, or absolutely not, sir. That's not how that go. He was told to do something. He did not do it. He slammed the door in the officer's face. Right? He is now resisting arrest. Do your research on law. Let's continue.
Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. Okay. Sir, this is your last warning to open the vehicle and exit before we're going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window.
That's two.
No, he's under arrest. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
That's three.
Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
That's four. See what I'm talking about? Being
proactive? Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
That's five. He's way over.
Open the door and exit.
He's reacting.
You are under arrest for resisting.
That's six. I might think that's seven. I might have mixed one. Thanks.
Vehicle's locked in. He's locked it up. Put the window down and fast try to talk to
Yeah, to see that cop there, he ain't got no time to be playing.
Exit the vehicle now! Exit the vehicle! Show me your hands.
See, this ain't the look I wanted. I didn't know this was the video. I wanted to show the look where he actually, when the thing is broken, a look comes over his face. And if you following this story, you can see it anywhere over the internet. But as the window is being broken, a look comes over his face that says, uh-oh, maybe I messed up. But what he does is he doubles down and still begins to go into reactive mode instead of being proactive, which is just too late to be proactive at this point. You already stepped over that line 7 or 8 open the door ago and get out ago. So that's dead. So now you are in reaction mode, which is very dangerous. And so he doubles down and he continues to say, what are your reasons? The cop told you from get-go what the reason was. And you could have obliged, got this taken care of, and went on by your day. You chose to not be proactive, but to be reactive. And now we're here. Let's continue.
What is your reason? Put your hands behind your back. Resist. Hands behind your back.
And see, that's why I say it's a better cam view where they show they punching him, and it's black and white officers. So of course we're gonna know they're gonna go with the race thing, of course, because That's low hanging fruit. But it's black and white officers. As you can see, a black hand is on his back.
What's wrong with you? What you mean? I was putting my hands behind my back. I was going to walk.
No, you wasn't. Now shut up. That's how they handle you now. They tell you shut up. Now you crying now for your mama, like George Floyd.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it off now, man. Bro. And I'm just trying to have a real conversation with y'all.
That's how it happened now. Now they about to handle your bag, throw your phone, you're crying, and they don't want to talk now. You had that opportunity. You closed the door in the officer's face. Let's continue. Well, there you go. He got weed in his pocket.
You see him pull up. Because, man, what you mean? He talking about arresting me and stuff, bro. I didn't do nothing. It's called resisting, idiot. I didn't do nothing.
Hey, he's talking about the arresting me. I didn't do nothing. 22-year-old man sound like a child. And I hope nothing ain't wrong with him, because if he is, God forgive me, because maybe something wrong with the young brother, because as he going to talk in this press conference, I'm kind of getting vibes like he ain't all the way there. But that's another story for another day. And if he is not all the way there, Lord, I ask that you forgive me for even saying anything about him, because if he's not all the way there in the head, he's not really, he shouldn't even be driving. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. I don't think nothing wrong with him. I just think he got a serious case of mama's boyism, which is a lot of these young black men have, which is why they can't control their emotion when they come in contact with each other and kill each other. They can't control their emotion when they with a woman. They more emotional than her. That's why they can't keep a woman. They just overly emotional, even with the cops, and these are the type of situations that happen. He act like a black woman. He act like a woman. I'm gonna just say a woman. He act overly emotional. The cops pull him over like a woman instead of officer would happen. I've been in these situations. See, I can talk. I've been in these situations several times. You know what I'm saying? And I've never been. I think I'm really. Come on, man.
Can you back me up to the car so I can clean up? You done broke my car.
You start rescue 1067, approximately 30-year-old Bravo Mike, last race still left. Careful, 2570. Go around and get this car. Okay. Very good. Yeah. I know. No. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You need this. You good? Yeah, you or him? Okay.
I'm tired of playing with you niggas, man. I'm tired, bro. That's why they acted like that. That's why they overreacted like that. So now we're gonna go to some other exhibits I want to play. And I believe we're gonna start with this one.
I'm Williams Mcneil's mother. He's my firstborn. He's also my only son. I have 4 children. He is the only boy. I have 3 girls. The day I seen that video, I couldn't finish it past the window breaking.
The father, stepfather, but I can't call him my stepson because this is my son.
Yes, sir.
You got to get you some money out, boy. You think you about to get you a few lives? Well, they probably gonna give him a little payout, but I don't think they should. I think it should be, like I said, I think the penalty should be offset, meaning nobody get no his marijuana and his resisting arrest charge should be dropped, and anything dealing with the cops should be dropped. This is a penalty offset, penalty on both sides, offset the penalty.
I've been through what he's been through.
Yeah, I bet.
To see that video made me go back to the moment when I was 22.
You know, looking at these people, man, I believe this happened in Jacksonville. I'm a Florida resident, and I know that some of the black people here, they kind of talk, you know, like they kind of slow, but they really not. But he and the stepson talk like they kind of slow. The mama look like she, and like I say, this is why I say I gotta be mean, but I'm not gonna do this because I really don't have to do that. That's not what this video is about how nobody look. But I'm saying what I'm saying for a reason. They don't look like smart people. They people you can tell who have very, 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 very low IQs. They have no wisdom, so they can't teach the son nothing. And this is why he is in the world and he's lost and he's listening to these Negroes in the hood. Help the police gonna do this. And so when the police pull him over, he think that after watching all of these people on the internet revolutionary, that he's gonna be a street lawyer. And it almost got his teeth knocked out of his mouth, and it could have been worse. Had he had anything on him and he tried to reach for something, he probably would have been dead. Right? But you could tell that the people who raised him, especially his mother, I don't know how long this guy been in his life. He don't have his father, apparently. His mother didn't stay with him. She's with another guy. That's how they operate. But anyways, you can see that these people all are very, very slow, low IQ individuals.
It hurt it. It made me upset. But I seen what my son did that I had to do.
I want to thank God for bringing everybody here together. And thank y'all for supporting.
And this is the problem in our community. This is the problem. The George Floyds, the Jacob Blakes, and all of the thugs that don't follow the verb order from the officers, they get celebrated when they get beat up or killed. Instead of somebody saying, okay, listen, we're going to use this opportunity. See, if I was his pastor, see, if I was his mentor, if I was his father, we're going to use this opportunity to let other black men know that this is what you do not do when cops pull you over. You follow their orders, whatever those orders are. They're not going to tell you to do nothing crazy. They're not going to tell you to bend over and bust your booty open and whistle. They're not going to tell you to do nothing crazy. So whatever they tell you, if it is unlawful, you go ahead and do it. Those, I promise you, those body cam will be on. Those car cam will be on. If you want to have your own camera, that's cool. And guess what? You fight it in court. And if it's something that's over the line of being unlawful, you get you a lawsuit. But you never, ever, ever, ever hold court on the street. But that's not what they do. They use these information. They use these type of situations, and they make the black man, the black woman, the black person with no direction and no wisdom and nobody who teaching him any better, that you are a victim. What he did was right, no matter, even though it was wrong. And this is another reason wrong with black community, man. See, the black community, they always get behind some foolishness. They always support some bull crap. Just like that situation where Carmelo Anthony, the little dude, killed the white boy. This man raised $500,000. They had some children just come knock on my door the other day for Little League baseball. They got all kind of black sports teams inside the city, all kind of black businesses that can't get support from their own people, right? But let it be something that's going to be some foolishness, or let it be something that's going to be going against the big bad white man. They will support it and get behind it. This is why black people are in a condition. Most black people, and I will say most, because I'm speaking on the rule, not the exception. Not all, but most black people are evil. They're racist, and they support degeneracy because they've been dumbed down, demoralized, and all they care about is getting back at the white man and getting some money. That's all they care about. And so in this situation, they not going to tell him he's wrong. Well, maybe they told him behind closed doors. Absolutely not. The people that has raised him have too low of an IQ to do that. They think he's a victim, even though the whole world just seen what he did and how he could have clearly avoided that. Let's continue.
That day, I just really wanted to know, why I was getting pulled over. And
Now he's not that. I wish I could go back. I don't feel like going back. I don't feel like going back. I could go back to the video. I could go back to the video when it was happening and he was bucking on the police. It wasn't this guy here. Right? He was big bad macho man in that video, in that car. Now he's a defeated little black baby. That little black baby with them dreadlocks in his head. Now he's defeated. Now he's humble. And I guarantee you next time, he gonna follow those orders. Because he got his butt whipped. Let's continue.
By the car, and I know I didn't do nothing wrong.
Doubling down.
HBCU in Salisbury, North Carolina, where Will.
Again, these are the guys. He's probably a black preacher or a black lawyer, civil rights guy. They not going to correct these guys' behavior. They going to get behind it because, again, for them, they just see a cash grab. That's all they care about.
That is my affectionate term for him. Will, attendance. A biology major who volunteers to play in the marching band. A biology.
And remember, that's another thing. It's always my boy Greg Foreman on YouTube, Black Conservative Perspective, his channel, great channel, go check it out. He calls them black scholars because they always were scholars, no matter what they go, no matter, just like George Floyd. He was getting ready to change his life. No matter what they do, it's always they was in college and they was about to graduate and they was a good high student and this, that, and the third. They always, he called them black scholars because that's what they, let them tell it, that's what they always are. Let's continue.
Major, not a music major, a biology major.
It's everything we stand for. I've stood toe-to-toe with Mr. Daniels and Mr. Crump in these matters, and we just don't want them to be any more matters like this. We won't change.
No, you don't. Because if they have change, you and Mr. Crump ain't going to be able to get them more money. If y'all want to change, y'all be spending all that money y'all make going in hoods, holding seminars every single day. Y'all ain't got to charge nobody. Which is, y'all could do that, people come. But just go into the hoods every day. Y'all got influence. Get the rappers, get the actors, get the people who y'all know the young blacks look up to. Get a few sodas and some crawfish and some sandwiches and some nachos, some rotel dip. And get all of them in there every week. Y'all go somewhere else every weekend, once a month, twice a month. Go somewhere and tell the children, this is what you do when the police pull you over. Don't argue with police. Let us do that. You follow the orders and let everything else fall in our hand. If y'all don't do the wrong thing and the cops still do the wrong thing to y'all, we gonna be behind y'all 1,000%. But if not, we not gonna be behind y'all, and y'all have to take y'all lick. So that's what y'all would be doing, right? That's what y'all would be doing if y'all cared. Y'all would be going in the hood, the inner cities every day where black dudes are killing each other like flies. Matter of fact, black people, I'm not even going to say black dudes anymore because the black woman killing the black man killing the black woman, blacks are tearing each other's life apart every day in the inner cities. Children are getting hit every other week from stray bullets because Negroes outside gunfighting. The black woman lead the nation in killing the baby in her womb. Going around telling her to stop doing that. Going around telling people to keep their family together. So children won't have to be raised without a father and be overly emotional because they only raised by their mama. If y'all cared and won't change, that's what y'all would be doing. But guess what? Guess how much of that y'all doing? None of the following that I just said. Let's continue with the ambulance chaser, Benjamin Crump.
We have to stand up for our children. We have to speak up for our children.
You don't have to do that if you do the stuff I just said, but you're not going to do that. That's not beneficial to you. Let's continue.
Children, and we have to fight for our children. If we have vowed to fight for justice for William Mcneil, and we're going to need all of y'all fighting with us.
I'm Mcneil's mother.
It could have been a different result had he not kept his demeanor.
First of all, I want to thank God.
Kept his demeanor. If he'd have kept his demeanor, he'd have got out of the car and followed the direct verbal order, then we wouldn't even be here. Now, it's first he want to thank God, which he probably was instructed to say. Let's continue.
It could have been
But you know the black people love God. The black love God. Yeah, I know. Bet they do. As long as they ain't got nothing to do with black, they love God second. They love being black first. That's why they vote for these people who ain't got nothing, who ain't nothing for God. Ain't the Kamalas and the Barack Obama, people who done passed all kind of laws and pushed for all kind of laws that go against God and his law. But guess what? They black. Black people don't care about no being no God. They care about black. It's culture over kingdom with most black people. They worship skin color and God second. That's not all, but that's most. Because I don't. I worship kingdom over culture. It's God over everything. Skin color, eye color, and all. Let's continue.
Different result had he not kept his demeanor.
First of all, I want to thank God for bringing everybody here together. And thank y'all for support. That day, I just really wanted to know, why I was getting pulled over and why I needed to step out the car when I knew I didn't do nothing wrong. I was really just scared.
What you were?
And that's it.
Okay, and that's enough.
But you're not scared every day when you're in the hood around black dudes who look just like you. You're not scared then. But you were scared when the car pulled you over. Yeah, I bet. And I believe you were scared because your low IQ parents that raised you and the people who you look up to in the celebrity world tells you that black people are being hunted by police. When we know that statistics show us that way more white people are killed by police every year and we hear nothing about it. I wonder why. Let's continue.
It could have been a different.
Now this last exhibit I want to play for you, I just want to show you something, man. I want to show you something about how black people just love clout, love trying to get some money out of white people, and they're about no change. They dumb down, they demoralize, and they dishonest. And the thing about it is they came up with a saying I've been seeing over the last year called black fatigue, where people just tired of the blacks. And it's sad because, I'm a black man and I got black fatigue. And it's bad and a lot of black people are getting black fatigue. Even they're tired. So now you have this young lady, man, and it just doesn't make any sense. So you have this young lady who is snot. Let me go back to it because I got to start from the front. Snot in her nose, crying. You see that booger in there? I see that girl. Don't try to hide it. Look at that. Ugh, nasty. Booger nose, snot, crying. We're going to get into her commentary shortly. But she is booger nose, snot, crying over what happened to this gentleman that we just spoke about, Mr. William Mcneil. She's booger, snot nose, crying. And as you can see her TikTok, Intuitive Goddess, go look on that channel. She's not booger nose crying about how black women are leading the nation in STDs. She's not on there booger nose crying about how black women are leading the nation in killing the baby in the womb. She's not on there crying about how black people lead the nation in terminal illnesses because their eating habits. She's not on her channel booger nose crying about the young black babies who getting killed by getting hit by a stray bullet every other day in New Orleans, in Chicago, in Miami, in St. Louis, in LA. They playing video games at their mom's house and they get hit with a stray bullet.
$1 million phone, but I ain't got no ringtone. Call that why you kill.
Hold on, 1 second. Right? They not booger nose crying about the children that get hit with a stray bullet while playing their game because black dudes outside with gunfire. She's not booger nose crying, snotty nose crying for the black men who are dying every single day in the inner city near you. But because a black man got roughed up because he was not listening to authority, she's on TikTok, booger nose crying with this commentary.
I'm tired
What you is?
of watching this be mis-
You're not tired of those children crying in the background because 9 times out of 10, their daddy is not around. It seems like it's a whole bunch of them. You're not over. Hopefully, you're not running nobody daycare. Hopefully, God, you're not. But we never know because they put all kind of y'all in the daycare. That's why y'all constantly getting busted for hurting these people's children. But that's another story for another day. But you tired. Let's continue.
Treated as a people.
I'm Donald Trump, and I am.
Booger nose
I'm
crying.
tired of us being silent. I'm tired of watching us be mistreated as a people.
Easy.
I'm tired of us being silenced. And when we speak up for ourselves, violence comes behind that. Not only...
That's a lie. Black people are the only people who can get on any social media platform or go anywhere they want to do, spew racism, hate to anybody. And nobody can do that to them or they going to get canceled, fired, lose. I see it on the news sources, just like locally in my city and all over. Black people talk about white people like dogs. But the minute a white person even respond, they go to their Facebook page, Instagram page, take pictures of them, bring it to the job, try to get them fired and ruin their life. You're lying.
Not only from the police, but from one another. Like, this is grief. Situations that don't even be having to do with me. Like, when I see certain things, they hurt me so bad.
Yeah, I bet.
Like, y'all, I don't know. I don't have all the answers.
You probably crying because all them kids crying and hollering in the background, driving you crazy and you ain't got no weed. But let's continue.
Like, something got to be done. Because the way I just watched the police bust this man window out after he asked for a supervisor and to be shown the law by people that work for us, that we pay to protect.
It's not how that works, sweetheart. You don't ask the police to show you a law that they take. Just like when I go to your job, whatever you do, if I go to your job and you say, well, this is how, this is protocol. Well, show me the policy. That's not the time or the place to do that on site. That's not the time or the place to do that. But let's continue.
The way I just seen the police bust this man window out and punch him in the face. And I looked at him and it really messed me up because situations like that is like life or death. Like, he sat there. That really broke my heart. He sat there while the police attacked him. He could not stand up for himself. He could have stood up for himself, but he made the choice not to get violent, not to stand up. Because, like, literally, bro, like, our lives are on the line. Our lives are on the line. The very people that are supposed to be...
Your life show is on the line when you step out your house in the hood. You damn right. I agree. Let's continue.
Protecting us are attacking us and killing us. And we have to do something. Like, our ancestors...
Y'all ain't gonna do nothing but do just what you doing. March, cry, holler at cell phones, and try to go viral. y'all ain't gonna do nothing because y'all can't come together for nothing. Y'all can't come together for anything. So y'all can't do nothing. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing. Y'all don't have no structure. Y'all don't build anything. Y'all don't own anything. So it's nothing y'all can do. Stop it. Let's continue.
Die, bro. It's people. Like, I'm so angry. I feel so sad, bro. Like, this is why I need everybody to remember. I need y'all to remember. I need y'all to remember who y'all are. I need y'all to remember who we are.
It's the same female who will be fighting another black female trying to destroy her life over Pookie or Ray Ray. Let's continue.
Pour some water out for William Mcneil Jr., a 22-year-old.
Black scholar. I bet. She got the Starburst tattoo, so you know she old school.
Light him a candle.
Yeah, she from the trenches. She got that tattoo on her chest when she was 12.
I'm tired.
She look young, but she about 37, 38. She about my age. From the trenches. Been fighting black women all her life. And now she ready. She tired now. She tired now. And that's it. That's all I got to say, man. I'm checking out, man. Holla at your boy.